It's summertime in Boston again, the best time of the year. The sun's out late, people are picnicking at the gardens, and the Sox are back at Fenway. Everyone's back outside, everyone's moving around, and everyone's trying to figure out the same thing. How am I getting to work?
How do you get around?
I use a wide variety of modes of transit in Boston.
I primarily use my car.
Really close, it's a nice day out. I have my electric scooter that I go around in.
I hear a lot of the same answers, but not everyone seems to be satisfied. What works for one person doesn't always work for everyone.
What would you rate it from 1 to 10?
Overall experience, 9.1.
I would say it's a 7.
4.5.
There's gotta be something better. Something outside the standard options that nobody's thought to try. And I'm committed to finding out. This summer, the Boston Globe has tasked me with trying alternative ways to commute around the city, different from your usual answers. Because when the weather's this nice, anything's better than sitting in traffic. To evaluate each mode of transportation, I've developed a grading system that tiers each method based on its merits. A Boston transportation tier list, if you will. Our evaluation criteria focuses on 4 key areas: speed, cost, practicality, and how much I liked it. Is this objective? No, but hey, it's my video. Each criterion will be added together for a final grade point average. Let's start with an example. Driving. According to the Boston Transportation Department, the most common way to commute in the greater Boston area is driving alone, which personally I don't get. Driving sucks. I'm always stuck in traffic, so it gets a D- for speed. I can never find parking, and when I do, I end up getting ticketed or towed, and the city just wasn't built for it. One wrong turn and you end up in New Hampshire. And worst of all, you're not enjoying the beautiful weather for the few months we have it. All things considered, driving gets a definitive F and sits firmly at the bottom of our tier list.
Driving sucks, but there is an alternative that solves just about every problem with having a car.
Blue bikes are awesome. No sitting in traffic, parking is easy, and you never have to worry about your bike getting stolen. But if you're commuting from outside the city, you may be out of luck. Or at least that's what I thought. If you've ever looked at the Blue Bike map, you'll notice stations all over the main Boston metro area. However, if you scroll beyond the city's boundaries and up into the North Shore, you'll find another cluster of Blue Bike stations centered around Salem. These were definitely only meant for getting around town, but it raises an obvious question. Can you commute from Salem to downtown Boston using only Blue Bikes? The app doesn't even show this route as possible, but theoretically I think we can do it. Our route starts at the northernmost station in Salem and ends at downtown Boston. The most difficult part of the ride will be crossing the void where there are no stations.
The issue with Blue Bikes is you can only have them out for 2 hours at a time. That's a problem for me because these bikes are already pretty slow and we have 20 miles to cover.
For this to be possible, we need to stop at intermediate stations. Miraculously, there are 2 stations that stick out just barely into no man's land. Vinnon Square in Swampscott and Franklin Park in Revere. By stopping at these stations, we can shorten the gap to just 7 miles and hopefully stay within the 2-hour limit, which could make this a practical way to get to work.
Okay. So I am here in Salem Willows Park. This is the northernmost Blue Bike station in all of Massachusetts. It's a beautiful day, and now I'm just gonna bike back to downtown Boston. Got the bike, we are off. I need to make sure that I'm only out between stations for at most 2 hours, which is a lot of time, but these bikes are pretty slow, and I'm probably gonna be stopping a lot, but we'll see how it goes. It's kind of funny being so far away from Boston and still seeing these Blue Bikes. That's stop 1 complete. We've been going just about 40 minutes. So I'd say pretty quick. This is the last of the Salem Blue Bikes. After this, we're gonna be heading back to like the Boston area Blue Bikes. You can see Boston way out in the distance. I think we're at the point where people are not used to seeing Blue Bikes out here because I've definitely been getting some confused looks and some disapproving head shakes, but it is a very lovely ride. So I'm right and everyone's wrong. Okay, we're here at stop 2. This stop's kind of funny. It feels very out of place in the middle of nowhere. From here, we should be able to get to downtown Boston in just one go, no more stops. We're passing Encore. That's like the first major Boston landmark. From here to downtown. I could see this being as a good way to get to Boston like every once in a while, especially when the weather's nice and you're not really in a rush. Okay. All right, we are back in downtown Boston. We made it. According to Strava, that was 2 hours, 39 minutes moving time for 24 miles, which is honestly pretty slow. Cost was only like $12, does not beat a commuter rail ticket, but if you get an annual pass, I'm sure it works out. I think that the route is pretty practical, to be honest. Either you're a really strong cyclist or you do this like once a month. How much I enjoyed it, definitely A+. This was a great way to spend an afternoon. Overall, C+, B-. Let's go with B-. B- for the blue bikes from Salem. Call it there.
I live on Beacon Hill. Beacon Hill is the most beautiful neighborhood in the city. It has an old feel, romantic. And with plenty of sights to visit within a short walk, I see a lot of tourists in my day-to-day. There's no more classic way to get a tour of Boston than riding around on a duck boat. But they don't let you get on and off, which makes it a pretty bad way to commute. The second most common way for tourists to get around are these big double-decker tour buses that I see going around my neighborhood. I've lived here 9 years, but I've never walked the Freedom Trail, I've never been to the Bunker Hill Monument, and I've definitely never been on a tour bus. But they go everywhere, run the whole workday, and you can get on and off whenever you want. And conveniently, there's a stop right by my house.
Paul Revere, ladies and gentlemen, Paul Revere. Paul Revere. What's happening?
To simulate a day commuting by tour bus, I've mapped out a full schedule with various stops around the city.
So our first stop's gonna be Copley Square. It's right by the public library, and I work there a lot, so this is kind of like my commute to work. They have an app where you can see where the buses are. That's already kind of better than the MBTA.
What's promising about the tour buses is they hit every major spot in the city. And they're hop on, hop off for a single daily ticket. So the more you're moving around during the day, the more useful they get. All right, we made it to our first stop, which is the library. Second stop is Northeastern, where I'm gonna meet my friend Aya. The ride was smooth, but this is gonna be the first weird part of our commute today. Another aspect of this challenge is that I'm gonna try to use the bus as much as possible. So although I could easily walk from the library, I'm gonna take the bus. Which is a problem because the buses only go in one direction, so to go back 2 stops, I need to ride the entire loop again.
Whoa, I like your hat.
So the buses are pretty slow, but that's kind of the point. You're literally taking the scenic route. It's not the most direct way to get around, and there's definitely faster ways, but how else can you get around Boston and also hear all these little tidbits of history and fun facts about the city?
This Chipotle is like a historic building. This is like a Revolutionary War building. Now it's a Chipotle. I'm not kidding.
That's sick. It makes sense because like if you're just a tourist, you know, you're like spending time looking around, you're not really in a rush. And the tour buses are convenient to just like go around and like learn and because you don't know where you're going. But if you're like, I have a place I need to be, it's definitely not ideal. That's my thought. So the workday's over. I'm gonna head to the gym. Luckily, there's a stop right by my gym at North Station, so it's really convenient for me. I think personally, the tour buses might work for me just because they stop by places I usually go. Worth considering. It is slow, but like the Silver Line's right there, and it's not going any slower than the Silver Line. The Silver Line doesn't tell you about Ben Franklin's plot of land. Last stop of the night, we're gonna get some Italian cookies from the North End. That's the end of our tour bus day. Oh yeah.
The buses honestly aren't any slower than the MBTA buses. The slowest part is just waiting around for them to leave. And the cost might be worth it if you're going around the city a lot. The schedule is relatively practical, especially if you work 9 to 5. But where the tour buses really shine is the re-enchantment of the city. Riding around Boston's most famous spots and watching others experience them for the first time, it reminded me of how cool the city and its history actually are.
Sam Adams.
And having that little bit of wonder every day, I think it's worth it.
I've never actually been in here. I used to work down on Milk Street. I would walk by here every single day, and I've never been in here. I think it's really easy for the city to feel a little mundane after a while. I've lived here for 9 years, and I've gotten used to a lot of the things. Maybe if your commute had a little bit of novelty and you got to learn a little bit more about the city that you live in, you could appreciate it a little bit more.
So far, we've explored driving, blue biking, and tour buses. Each have their own pros and cons, but they all share one key weakness. They're all limited to just roads. But hidden in plain sight lies potentially the most promising way to get around Boston, the Charles River. Usually you think of the river as a barrier, something in the way that you need to get across. But what if instead of crossing it, you used it? What if Boston's Central Waterway was your commute?
Some people walk across the Charles when the river freezes, but you really shouldn't. The ice can be thin and the current still flows underneath, so it can be pretty dangerous.
But in the summertime,
That's a good question. Probably
Yeah, like that. There you go.
There we go.
Nice.
Okay.
This is my friend Zach.
Hey guys.
He's our test subject today.
Uh-oh.
Zach's office is on Leechmere Canal, so it's the perfect spot to try kayaking to work.
I've always wondered what's the best way to get to work safely with my work laptop. So we'll find out.
We're gonna go from Boston to Cambridge. Our route will go through the Charles River, under the Longfellow Bridge, and we'll see how good of a commute kayaking is.
Nice.
Okay,
Uh-oh, watch out for the goose poop.
there's so much geese shit all over. Where's little Lise?
Uh-oh.
All right, you ready?
Should I stand on the other side here?
Oh wait, hold on. The
Seat
seats
down, seat
The
down.
seats are falling out. I would say
Yeah.
this is the most, the nicest kayak. Okay, do you want to get in first? I'll hold
Sure.
it.
Yeah, I'll get in first.
This is the part I'm most nervous about.
Yeah, all right, don't fall in, Zach, don't fall in. All right,
Seat back off. All right, wait.
sitting on your backrest there, but looking good.
I think it's okay.
All right,
All right,
we're off.
we're off.
Wow.
There's no traffic on the Charles, I'll tell you that much.
Yep, that's true.
A couple other kayakers, but they're not in the way.
That's definitely true. It's very peaceful. I have no inkling of road rage right now.
I feel like when I'm commuting, I'm always so mad, but this is really nice. It's very peaceful.
There's no one to honk at.
No one's honking at me. No one's gonna run me over.
Yeah.
This might be the safest way to commute in Boston.
Very true.
Kayak a good first date. It could go pretty badly.
It could go badly, but it could be nice.
Yeah. Well, fun fact: the Charles River is actually one of the cleanest urban rivers in the world.
Yeah, really, yeah. I've heard that used to not be the case. It used to be one of the dirtiest, right?
Famously, the dirty water.
Yeah.
What would you say, practicality-wise? Is this practical?
I think sometimes you gotta be a little romantic with life, you know?
I think we'll head back. Do you want ice cream? Or bomb pop popsicles? Cheers. This is how your average Bostonian gets to work on their kayak.
Yep.
I just don't want to get hit by a duck boat when we go under the bridge.
Yeah, that's the main goal.
That's the main goal. We're almost there. There's the canal. We've been going pretty fast. It's so possible.
Oh, yes.
I think this is the best way.
All right, better
No
than the
doubt.
blue bikes?
I think this is better than blue bikes.
Better than the city tour bus?
Oh yeah.
All right. Where should we dock, Captain?
So we're here
Sweet, we did it.
at the office.
At the office, that's right.
We made it. So speed.
Wow. I think you get what you put into it with speed.
Yeah.
So over time, I'd expect more results.
Once we get like yoked.
I think you're cutting a lot of distance,
Okay.
and you're going faster than running, Even? Definitely walking.
Faster than walking is pretty good. This thing only cost me like $120, $130.
That's fantastic.
That's cheaper than a bike.
Oh yeah.
So I'd say like A+. Practicality, it has to be summer.
You gotta have the right weather.
You gotta have the right weather, which
Yeah.
we did today. The weather was amazing.
You gotta have your swim shorts on.
Yeah.
You do get a little wet. You gotta have your Crocs, your sandals.
And this is inflatable, so like just like
Oh, yeah.
shove it in the office.
That
under
goes
your
right in my desk.
Okay, last one, enjoyment.
Wow. 10 out of 10, A+.
10 out of 10, I agree.
Can't get any better.
This was my most favorite way.
It
to
was
commute.
fantastic.
We've unlocked a secret about commuting in Boston.
Oh, yeah.
It's you gotta use the Charles River.
Yeah.
All right, overall grade, I'm going A.
It adds a little spice to your life. It adds a little fun. Commuting is no one's favorite part of the day, but if
That's
you're kayaking, it may well be the best part of your day. Gotta romanticize life a little bit. Have some fun.
All right, well, let's go to work.
Let's go to work. Let's go to get grinding.
I love Boston. To me, it's the most beautiful city in the world. But it wasn't a city built for everyone to be driving to work. It's a city that has so much history and elegance and fun to offer. But when you're sitting in a car, you miss all that. Over half of workers in Greater Boston drive to work alone. And that's a shame, because driving might be the single worst way to experience the city. Commuting by tour bus or kayaking down the Charles River might not be the most realistic commute, but trying something different and taking the long way, it turned the worst part of my day into the best part. Because even the most absurd ways to get around are more fun than sitting in a car.